better next time.
Okay, so obviously, I don't think I'm a great dancer. I have to admit that. Hello everyone, I'm so excited to have you here. This is my first video on YouTube. Yeah, I'm so excited. After several procrastinations, I'll do it tomorrow, I'm finally here. Thank you for tuning in to my first ever video. You are part of my story, you are part of my success.
So can you please tell us some basic background information about yourself?
Good question. So my name is Victor Agu, apparently. I should have been called Steven from one weird story that I heard, that I was called Steven, but somebody called my lovely mom, said they are not going to stone her son to death though. They are not going to stone him to death, and then she swapped to Victor, and that's how I'm Victor Agu. I'm a people person. I love HR. I have a passion for HR, and that's why I'm here in the first place. I studied economics at Obafemi Awolowo University. I don't want to give you all okay. I'm from Imo State. Of course, I'm Nigerian, even though a lot of persons say I don't look Igbo, I look this, I look that, but I'm Igbo. I love music a whole lot. Funny how I'm not doing anything serious along that line, but I'm a pianist. I like beans a whole lot. Yeah, that's my favorite food. I'm a bad dancer, you already know that.
We know.
Well, of course, this is a channel that is designed to wow you, to bring you a lot of information, to make you better off as a career person. A whole lot of career things, mentorship things, trainings, lifestyle, how to land jobs, how to land opportunities, how to get better within your career. But before I go into all the details, this channel is really going to be packed with a whole lot of goodies, a whole lot of information, a whole lot of tips, stemming from my practice as a human resources person, stemming from my experiences, stemming from professionals, industry trends. We're going to be having a lot of fun, and you sure would have an amazing time checking out my videos.
Can you please share with us how you got into HR?
So how did I get into HR? That's a very good question. Back in OU, of course, while I was studying economics, in 300 level, there was economics of human resources. That was my first ever overview of what human resources would be. And of course, it was a great affair. I knew I was having a love affair with HR, but I couldn't give it a lot of expression. Also because I've been in leadership all my life. Right from secondary school, I've been a prefect, I've been this, I've been that. Even on campus, I was president here, I was gen sec there. Even when I got to NYSC, I was president of NCCF for my local government at that point. And till date, even in different organizations I belong to here and there, there's just this tag of, okay, lead this, be responsible for this. So I've always known that I'm a people person, right? But of course, I didn't get enough guidance, which is why this channel is so important to me, because I feel that if you are maybe below 20 years or you are in your early 20s, you are trying to start out a career, you have several avenues, you have a lot of guidance. This channel is one of them, right? I've been able to cascade most of my experiences into books. I'll cascade some of them into lessons where you don't need to make the mistakes that I've made. You really don't need to, and it would make your own journey much easier. So back to my story, I didn't get all the guidance. In fact, most people would say that or rather most people that were with us at economics then, they would say you have to do finance. And finance was like the in thing there. So I followed bandwagon. Most of my guys were writing ICANN, we were trying to become accountants, finance people and all that. And I'm like, oh boy, if I'm not an accountant like this, or if I don't do finance, I hope I will make it in life like this. It was quite funny. So again, I carried everything, all my totality, and I entered into finance and accounting. I started applying to banks. When I got to NYC, I was doing a lot of all that. In fact, I chased Zenith Bank. Maybe the Victor you would have known today would have been Victor the banker. Like I did several recruitment stages. I got to the end, and okay, I'll come back to that story later. So I eventually got into an audit firm in Abuja after my NYSC, and I was doing audit. I studied ICANN. I wanted to be a chartered accountant so bad. I was going to lesson, paid for exams. I remember my first exam after I left school. When I started pursuing ICANN, they told me centers in Abuja were filled up, and I had to go as far as Kaduna. I had to register in Kaduna, and I went by train. Yeah, I went by train. I went to Kaduna, and I took those exams. I passed them. I was just going. But of course, I had moments of frustration, right? I had moments when I was not finding fulfillment. I don't think that finance and accounting was exactly my thing, because while I was even within the audit firm, I discovered that at some point when they were doing recruitment and we were doing HR related things, I was always having an affinity. So there was a point when I was posted to the HR wing of it, and I just was within the process as a graduate trainee at that point, right? And when I left there, the next organization I joined, I was still doing a little bit of finance, but again, I was able to practice as HR officer in that sense, and then I was doing all that. When I left there, I still was handling HR related things. This time as a business partner, I was within business development. Of course, I was still doing a little bit of HR, and I can tell you that it's been a very, very lovely journey. It's been a very, very lovely journey, and it was when I eventually broke into human resources for me, which takes me to the statement made by Socrates: man, know thyself. Like, man, know thyself. I think I got to a point when I had to understand who my kind of person was. I have amazing friends, I have amazing people who, for example, Emmanuel Aledari, were both in audit together. Today he's an amazing guy in finance, right? I have a couple persons that I can go on and on mentioning their names as well. But then I had to introspect, and I found out that HR was my theme. And this content is really not to give you all the details, because there are going to be a whole lot of things as to what I did to eventually take my leap. But when I found out that I was not getting as much fulfillment doing HR was when I interacted with my then head of human resources, Mrs. Caroline. Shout out to Mrs. Caroline, just in case she's watching this. And of course, she gave me all the fire. She mentioned that, you have to get chartered, you have to do this, you have to do that. And I'm like, I'm already doing ICANN. Like, what am I going to do? So my interaction with Mrs. Caroline made me go start CIPM. I had to, pause ICANN, and then I did CIPM. I did a couple of other certifications, about 3 or 4 of them in HR. I began my postgraduate studies. I began my master's in HR, and I started shooting for opportunities here and there, of which at other points in time I would do well to mention a couple of things that I did. It really has been fun, but one very important thing is that I feel like I got a lot of expression to myself when I started practicing human resources. That's why I said that man know thyself thing has been very, very factual for me. With HR, I discovered that I could manage knowledge, right? I could have expression, I could write, I could speak, I could do a whole lot of things. And I would say that the things that HR has done for me, they are way more than the things that I've done for HR, right? I've always been in leadership all my life, right?
Aside HR, Victor, what do you also have flair for?
So Victor is a pianist, right? I don't know, maybe subsequent times I might just do a solo with some of my music guys. I like to play the piano. I write, I write. I love writing. Like I said, I've written 4 books, written a couple articles. What else? So the tech part of me is data science. Again, which is why I said HR has done so much for me. I didn't realize that I would be a data analyst or have any flair for data science until I started practicing HR and I understood that there's HR analytics, right? So I am very good with data. I will put dashboards together and do a couple of things with data science. So I love data science. I love to write.
Speaking about writing, tell us, where do you get your inspirations from?
Inspiration. This is going to be very funny, but the greatest place where I get my inspiration is in the bathroom. I feel like when I'm inside the bathroom, as much as I'm trying to, prepare to go out, go to work and all that, that is one of the places where I'm not connected to anything, anybody. When they say tabula rasa, like blank, everything is just blank. And I get topics to write on, I get instances, I get to see a couple of things, and I can tell you that 70% of all my resourceful materials I've ever written or spoken about, 70% of them would come from the bathroom. Quite weird, but one of the little weird things about me. Another place is in traffic, in Lagos traffic. Pretty weird, but most times when I'm stuck in traffic and I have my AirPods or something on, and I'm like, okay, let me just, go over this traffic and get home, I get so much inspiration. So from, pouring water on my body and I just get it down to more like a blank screen, and then I just see it. So
thank you. So if you were not practicing HR, so what would have been your career path?
Good question. So if I were not doing HR, I would have been a teacher. I would have been a lecturer. To be honest, I feel like the next best thing I love to do, the next best thing I love to play around is teaching. In fact, when I got into HR and I found out that there's a functional area called learning and development, I was like, wow, this is like an ability to teach, an opportunity to teach, even while practicing HR. So the reasons why I didn't go into teaching and lecturing and all that, I think that's a story for another day.
Definitely. We can't wait for that story. So what inspired you to start this channel? So please share your motivation with us. Okay,
so thank you very much. I did mention that I didn't even know I was going to do HR. While I was still a student at Obafemi University, and in fact, the real gist is that some persons who are around me, of course, they know that I finished secondary school while I was only 13 years old. And then I was going into school, highly destined, highly hopeful to be out of school by age 18 max. But plenty things happened. So I was trying to get a first degree in geology when when I got to final year in geology, I had a major health challenge, and I had to leave school. I had to leave school for about a year. And when I got back, after I had a major surgery and I got back, I just discovered that it was not adding up in the sciences. I think the next best thing I liked at that point was economics. HR inspired is the fact that my passion for HR, it's been like crazy, to be honest. It's been like crazy. I've been doing a lot of things aside practicing HR. I've been speaking. I've had the opportunity to go to, again, Obafemi University to speak to students. I've been speaking at multiple webinars. I've been at boot camps and workshops. And then I just found out that a lot of persons have been asking, okay, what do I do on my career? How do I get a better job? Oh, I have an interview I want to attend tomorrow. What are the things I should look out for? Or sometimes I'm sitting on an interview panel and then I see people making a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I see people who have 15 to 20% or 15 to 20 years experience, and when you try to cascade these things down, you can't cascade it into 3 to 5 years of valuable experience. So I saw the need, I saw the gap, and then put together with my passion, I'm like, yo, let's do this, let's get so much from practice. As a matter of fact, I wrote 2 books in HR, and I'm like, I'm not just going to write about these things. I'm surely going to share a couple of stuff to people that will be highly insightful to them. Basically.
All right, thank you for that. So what should viewer expect, from this channel?
Okay, so from HR Inspired, I intend to, first of all, ignite a real drive for success. I intend to fire people up. I intend to do a whole lot of career coaching, HR mentorship, do a lot of career coaching, do a lot of trainings here and there, bring valuable content that would help you start your career, that will take you from here to here in a very, very short time, within the shortest possible times. I'm also going to be doing a couple of fun and lifestyle things here and there. I intend to bring industry professionals to come and speak here, people who are in senior management, people who know their onions. I intend to bring them. I intend to, of course, give you writing tips, because I'm an author myself. I've been privileged to write 4 books, and I'm glad to share how I started book writing and how I've been able to write 4 within the space of 3 years. Yeah, I started writing in 2021 actively. So it's going to be a lot of high value content, and your constant evaluation, your constant watching, your constant following up on my videos and contents will leave you better off as an individual.
What are your goals, long time, short term, things you hope to accomplish during the course of your channel?
Okay, yeah, this is a very important question to me. To be very factual, in the next 3 years, and I mean in 2027, I have a vision to have impacted at least 1 million persons and organizations combined.
Fair enough.
Through problem solving. I just want to be that guy that answers a particular need somewhere. I mean, life is filled with problems here and there, like problems, career problems, institutional problems, and practicing HR, being a strategic business partner. I want to partner with people who are on a pathway for growth and development. I want to see that people are able to launch upon their potentials. And like I said, in 2027, I want to have partnered with at least 1 million persons. How is that possible? Yeah, we are online. We are going to make it work. Thank you, basically.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So please, quick question. What are the things you can't do?
Things I can't do.
I'm sure dancing is one of them.
Things I can't do. Yeah, people used to tell me that I'm a bad dancer. Even though when we started this, I tried to dance. You know I tried to dance. I tried so hard to dance. People keep saying you're a bad dancer, you can't dance. No matter how hard you try, you can't dance. I think I want to attempt dancing again. Just so see. So
Please don't try that next time.
okay, so obviously, I don't think I'm a great dancer. I have to admit that I'm pained. What
We
else?
know.
Yeah, I'm pained. What else? I think I'm a great cook. But a lot of people don't agree with me again.
I, for one, I don't agree.
And don't come for me in the comment section. Don't come for me. But I think some people say I don't cook very well, but I think I can pass for a 5/10. This is something. If you ask me January 2024, if I was going to do all of this, of course I'm going to say no. I had no clue. I'll just say one thing led to another. Like I said, HR made me to start speaking at events, handling trainings, handling webinars. I was writing. So it's been a lot of drama, but of course we are here. And shout out to my boss. Yeah, shout out to my organization. It's pretty weird because I mentioned to my boss, and of course shout out to Mr. Bankole Thomas, BT as we often call him, founder of Bankole Thomas Group and Bezo Homes and Investments. Such an amazing man, such an amazing leader. When during conversations I mentioned to him that, boss, it looks like I want to try out engaging people with some of the things that I do. He said, this was his exact words, I am even disappointed that you've not started this long enough. Like, that was what he literally said to me. I'm like, Oga wants to whine me. But of course, aside that, right in my very presence, he subscribed to this channel. And of course, again, shout out to you, boss. And I think that it might be quite funny because at work, the serious, like, let's do this, let's get results, maybe I'm not going to be wearing a lot of shirts and suit and tie on this channel, but in case you are watching this, it's still your HR. It's not another person. It's still your HR, so that's that. Yeah.